Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if this is your first time here. I really do appreciate your time and support on the channel. So today we are doing a really simple look. I feel like I'm saying that all this week, but it really is simple. It's Charlotte Tilbury's Iron Face palette, and I forgot that there were face products in it, so I was kind of bronzing away with my Wet n Wild Dulce de Leche, but we can use the blushers, and we can use the highlight. We just can't use the bronzer because I've already got bronzer on my face. So let's do that now. These eyeshadows, by the way guys, they're not pigmented, so I want to go in with something underneath this shade here. What's that shade called? Enhance. I don't believe that enhances. That's Prime, Enhance and Smoke, and that's definitely not a dark enough eyeshadow to smoke. I mean, I don't like dark eyeshadows, as you're probably aware of, but that to me, let's just give you a swatch, that to me is not a smoky eyeshadow. It's kind of what I'd use to put in the crease. Anyway, let's get into it. It would be helpful if I did actually bring face brushes. Okay, so for blush, I've been using this recently, and I know it doesn't really look like it would even fit into the blushes here, but we'll see. So it's just a Real Techniques, and it's more really kind of a contour brush, but I just use it as a blush brush, and it's quite nice. So I'm going to go in with both of them. So the idea is to go in with that one first and then go in with that one to swish it. So let's do that. Let's zoom you in. God, this mirror is so dirty. Foundation's all over it. Yeah, that's the problem with this palette. The blushes are just so tiny. But what I like about it is it gives you a chance to try the products that Charlotte Tilbury does. I would say the eyeshadows are very lackluster in this palette anyway. These eyeshadows in her quads, like this one is the Dolce Vita, and this one is really nice. It's much more pigmented. This one is the Natural Beauty palette. It's the one that she first brought out, so maybe they've gotten better now. I would definitely like to try one with darker colours in, just to see if it's the same. But I feel like, for me personally, Charlotte Tilbury products are overrated. That's just me personally. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go in with my Too Faced Hangover RX 3-in-1. What I like to do is spray a little bit on the face, and then the highlighter's got something to adhere to. Before I do that, I'm just going to kind of blend that blush out, or at least blend it into the bronzer a little bit. So what do you guys think of Charlotte Tilbury's products? I'd love to know your opinions. Right, so I'm just going to go in with a little bit, she says. And I always manage to get more on my forehead than anywhere else. And then I'm going to go in with a highlighter. At first, when I first got this palette, I thought the bronzer and the highlighter were the same from the Film Star Bronze and Glow. They're not. I'm sure I've done comparisons on the channel. I'll have a look, and if I haven't, then I'll do that for you as well, because I've got both palettes. So yeah, we're just dipping into the highlighter now. And even the highlighter's not the best. But then again, I like a blinding highlight. This palette would be really good for kind of when you're on the go. They're good for like mums and, you know, people that are in a rush. And even like for me when I'm back at work, this would be a good one to go to. Right, okay, so I'm going to go in now with this Deluxe Crease Brush, and I'm going to go in with a prime shade. It's like a pink shade. It's not the normal white cream ivory shade I would use, but obviously I want to use this palette. Right, and now, because I want to go in with this shade, I'll just show you how sheer it is. It's more of like an inner corner highlight in my opinion, guys. It's not an eyeshadow, and I feel like it was a bit of a cop-out putting this shade in. I feel like she could have put a deeper shade in my opinion anyway. Right, so that's twice there. I'm going to take these off. Right, so I'm going to take these swatches off because I want to show you what I'm thinking about doing. So, I'm thinking about putting something underneath, like I said earlier. And I'm not sure what to do. Now really I should put this Charlotte Tilbury pencil on underneath and then go over the top with the, keep forgetting the name, with the enhanced shade. So this is what the enhanced shade looks like. Real pretty. And then I'll show you what, not the enhanced shade, the Champagne Diamonds Colour Chameleon pencil. And then I'll do a swatch with the enhanced shade. So that's what it looks like on the finger, so I'm just going to go over the top. And it just looks so much nicer. You can see the glitters from the Colour Chameleon. But then I found these two in my stash and I've not used them in a long time, so I thought, well, maybe I could use one of these instead. So we've got the Super Shock eyeshadow in the shade Oon. So again, I will put that on underneath and then go in with the enhanced over the top, and we'll just use the best shade. They're all similar shades to the enhanced shade, so I'm just going to use the most pigmented. And look at that, that is absolutely stunning, and I've not even put the enhanced shade over the top, and that is just one swatch. Sorry about that, we got really cut off. So that's what it looks like. So we've basically got the Oon Colourpop eyeshadow underneath, and then we've got the enhanced shade from the Charlotte Tilbury quad, and then there's just one more thing I want to try. So quite a while ago my friend from Australia bought me a couple of Australis Metallics eyeshadows, and I've not used it at all. This one is in Guns N' Rose Petal. Now I don't know if this is going to work as well because it's a cream eyeshadow. It's beautiful and it's around the same shade as well, so I just thought we'd give it a go. I mean, that is the most pigmented out of them all. I mean, it looks as pigmented as those two, and we haven't even put the enhanced shade on yet. So let's see. Yeah, I want to try that. I want to try the third combination. It might not be the darkest, but I haven't used that Australis eyeshadow in a very long time. So we're going to try that today. I think I'm probably better putting it on with my fingers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with a smoke shade first, and then we'll do the rest. So kind of working backwards this time. So again, that's that shade. Like I said earlier, it's probably the right shade for me for a crease, and it's not often I will say that, because it is the darkest shade in the palette. Yeah, it's pretty dark. I'm just going to blend it out. Take it a little bit higher than I would normally. And I think we're going to wear a Charlotte Tilbury lipstick as well. I don't have one in my lipstick edit, what the Pretty Random chose, but that doesn't matter. Just seems appropriate as it's mainly Charlotte Tilbury products. I might put that Charlotte Tilbury Colour Chameleon in the inner corner. so that we've used that as well. Yeah, I'd really like to know if any of you guys have got any of these Iron Face palettes and what you think of them. I've not seen a lot of channels that do have them, especially the people that I watch. A lot of my friends on YouTube don't have a lot of Charlotte Tilbury products in their collection. It's very hit and miss. Like for me personally, all I've found that's good so far is the lipsticks, and even they're hit and miss. I've sold one of my lipsticks. I think it was very Victoria because it was too pale, or what I considered too pale. So as I'm filming this, it's the 11th of February, my birthday's tomorrow, and my mum's just called me and she's like, before you come tonight, look for a cake so you've got a cake for your birthday. And I'm like, okay mum. She said, at least then we've got a cake. It's just really difficult, isn't it, because there's just nowhere open really. I mean, I can go to Morrison's, it's just a bit out of the way from where I live. And in theory I would have liked to have gone for a nice meal with my mum, but it's just not going to happen. So what she said, she's a sweetheart, what she said is, well, we'll have KFC, my treat, instead. And I'm like, you don't have to do that mum. And she said, yeah, I know, but what do you say when it's my birthday? You're not paying for your meal. And I always do every single year. I won't let her pay for a meal. If we get a meal, I'll pay for it. And she said, so I'm going to be paying for your meal. She said it might only be KFC, but that's all we can have at the moment. I think somebody mentioned in the UK that lockdown could be ending in May, and her birthday's in May as well, so I'd like to take her to our favourite restaurant, if possible. Got fluff everywhere. Right, so now then, I feel, I don't know, let's try and go in with that accent brush I normally use. If I can find it, oh, it's here. I don't know if it's going to work because this one's a cream and I always use this for powders. So that's the shade, real pretty. Quite a lot's come off on the brush. That's so pretty. I feel like it's gonna sink into fine lines though, which at being nearly 43 years old I've certainly got a lot of. Right, and I'll just pop a little bit on the finger and tap it on. I've gone a bit ham with that. It's like a glazed eyeshadow. It's real pretty. Look at how pretty it was. I've only used it a couple of times since I was bought it, and I've had this now a few years. Well, I say a few, about 2 years, which really I shouldn't still have it, to be honest, but it seems to be fine. So I'm just going to let that dry now. While that's drying, I feel like taking this colour off the brush and then going in with this smoked shade here on the lash line. We don't really have a choice, do we? Because there's nothing else to use. That left eye's running a lot again today. I really like that without putting the enhanced shade over it. I'm going to do it anyway for the sake of the video, just so you can see what it looks like. Don't know whether to put it on with this. She also got me this cargo brush with another like powder brush. It says it's a magic eyeshadow brush. So just gonna go in, swirl the brush around the eyeshadow and tap it on. See, I don't know if you're going to be able to tell a huge difference. This powder's probably just going to set the cream, purely because they're the same shade. But it's definitely right in what it says on the actual palette. It's definitely a 5-minute on the go look. So if you want something darker, I mean, you could probably build that smoke shade up, but this is literally as dark as it's gonna get, I feel like, anyway. Right, so where's that pencil? I'm gonna use this Colour Chameleon pencil on the inner portion of the eye and see what that looks like. Yeah, it just looks the same what I've been using, like the cream and the powder. Doesn't look any different, I don't think, anyway. Now we're gonna go in and tightline. These past few days my eyes have been so sensitive, especially this left one. Okay, and then mascara. So again, we're going in with the Essence one. Absolutely love it. Highly recommend, guys. What's your guys' favourite mascara as well? I'd love to know that. Possibly drugstore, because I don't really buy high-end. Oh my gosh, look at it. I've poked myself in the eye. I told you they was really sensitive. Gonna have to wait for that to dry now. Right, so can't take myself seriously with panda eyes. I'm gonna wait for that to dry, take it off, come back, I'll have a lipstick on, and then we'll show you the finished look. So yeah guys, this concludes the video for now. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate your time and support on the channel. Please like, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and become part of our little fam over here. I would love that. Please share and please comment, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.